the perfect introduction to somebody else whose longsword will bring you pleasure. The one, the only, the captain of the ship, Pirate Steve.
Hello, howdy and hi. I hope you're all having a great day. I'm Steve. Nice to meet you. thanks, Otto. Thanks, dude.
Yeah, and you know me. I am the kraken that drags the ship when the winds are down. The beast of the east, the mighty Loctopus, Loctavian. So we got the pirate captain, we got Loctavian, and then down below, swabbing the decks, we got the cabin boy Zonovich here too.
God damn it.
You stayed already.
That's it. Just cabin boy. Swab it. Just swabbing.
Swabbing that deck. Well, I mean, someone's got to swab the deck, you know.
True.
You know, I'm busy
boys.
gorging myself on the bounties of the sea. Steve's in the freaking captain's quarter, pleasuring lady after lady after lady. Maybe man after man. We don't know.
It could be anybody.
Someone's got to keep that ship clean.
It could be the cabin boy. We don't know.
Get back to sweeping you.
Maybe at some point down the road you can graduate to cabin man.
Cabin. Maybe. Honestly, hey, cabin boys for life.
There's been a lot of news, very serious. We gotta get a serious, somber moment. You know, a lot of Twitch news. You know, the sub splits and all these horrible things on Twitter. But I have more important Twitch news. I have a deeper, darker thing that's happening behind the scenes at Twitch. In fact, TwitchCon here in the States in October. So breaking the news here first. Me, those 10-ounce gloves, these fists of fury, Zonovich, those pillow mitten hands, boxing match.
I need to talk to my work and say, hey, I'm sorry. I gotta go. I need to figure out a way to make it happen, because I really do want to go to TwitchCon, and I'm very upset that they got rid of PAX South here in Texas.
Me too. It was the best PAX because it was the chill PAX. Yeah,
it was the super chill PAX, and so I really want to go to TwitchCon. I've been wanting to go for years, and it's never happened.
I rented a house, party house.
I know.
Like 8 blocks away from the convention center. It's a 6-bedroom house.
Okay, I'm gonna try and make it. I'm gonna come out and crash it.
Maybe we can plan your trip to visit here right before TwitchCon, and then we can just drive down to Cali from here.
That would be perfect.
What I actually have is I have these giant 3-foot inflatey gloves. So
what are sock 'em boppers? Is that what they're called?
Yeah, something like that.
Things? Yeah. I would love to have a sock 'em boppers, man.
You're a teacher, Zano. I don't think going back to class with a bloody lip would be. I mean, maybe the kids would think you're cool.
Gain some rep, yeah, that would work.
I might bring sock 'em boppers to the class. What'd you say?
What'd you say?
It'd be fine. I wouldn't get in trouble. You know what I just saw the other day? I think I saw it on Instagram or something. They have a professional pillow fight league.
What?
I saw that, dude.
What is this?
And it's in a boxing ring.
It's fun.
And they have a pillow with a handle attached to the corner of it. So you just hold on to the handle, and they're just smacking each other with it.
Hey Zano, got a question over here from Aaronvale here in the chat while we're recording this live. What do you teach?
All right, so this is gonna surprise you. I am a ballet teacher. Before doing the whole Twitch thing, I used to be a professional ballet dancer. About 50 pounds ago, and many years ago, and now I teach.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
My old career. And that's how my wife and I met.
Oh, that is adorable. Yeah. Is there any footage? I would like to see some.
Not much, and it's all very hidden.
Oh my god! I am so dense. That's where I met my wife, and you asked for footage. I was like, Steve, you're just really hitting up Zano for some fucking you got some shit. Can you text me a couple pics of your wife real quick?
I'll send you a quick link, Steve. I'll send you a quick link. Man. You can follow me on Twitter at Zanovich17, Twitch, and Pornhub.com/Zanovich17.
Boom, boom.
I'm already following all.
and it's me going, "Hey, it's your boy here to lay dick down."
Oh, you're gonna be you might be a cabin man by the end of this episode. This is a pirate crew. This is a freaking. We forgot the water back at home, but at least we got the barrels of rum sort of podcast here. It's not even noon, but it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Like I already busted open a Blue Moon here, so that's the day we're on. It's a Thursday. Do not ever let anyone tell you that Twitch streamers are not degens. All of them are. Even the most family friendly one, deep in their little hearts. There's a little degen in there. That's what makes us streamers. All a little degenerate.
I bet you Nick A30 got some skeletons in his closet, dude.
Don't worry, if we can't get together for TwitchCon, Zonovich recently got married to the love of his life, Zushika. Who knows why she chose to marry him? He's probably every day he's just waking up and being like, come on, don't leave. But no, not really. No.
I do.
Zanu and Zushika are awesome, and because we do respect Zushika here, me and Steve are not going to be moving into Zano's apartment. Instead, we're going to buy a camper van. We're going to convert a camper van up, and we're just going to live in Zano's parking lot. He assures us his building is kind of sketchy, and they won't notice that we just have like a power cord running up to his his apartment.
It's compromise, guys, right? It's what you call compromise. We've all come to an agreement. The parking lot is.
Yeah, the parking lot it is. Like if it was just Zano, we'd be moving in, but we're gonna live in the camper van. Just so we're always nearby.
If we get a big enough house,
one day. Here's the hope.
It is Texas. It's cheap to live here. We could just put you guys in the basement, or
put you down in the basement.
Build a little streamer hut in the backyard.
There's a really famous movie that involves putting people on a road trip down in a basement, and involves a skin mask and a chainsaw.
I see where this is going.
Yeah. That takes place in Texas, right?
Zushika's in. They got a party couch, so we're gonna be sharing the party couch.
We did get a new couch.
I need to help.
Huge. It's amazing.
Oh, that sounds comfortable.
Like I can lay on one part, and Zushika can lay on another part, and we're not even close to each other. It's amazing.
Damn, that is a big couch. Who's gonna help me get my green card?
Yeah, Zushika's asking you to adopt Steve. You might have had thoughts in your head about starting a family. So why don't you start a family with a full grown pirate son?
Couldn't be better.
It's like training wheels, already potty trained.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Mostly. Yeah. There's a few accidents, but few and far between at this point.
Depends on how much of that whiskey he's gonna drink.
Right, dude. I'm like so flushed right now already. I'm on fire. I did get some of that skooma absinthe. Maybe we should whack. It's like 69%, dude. This was a gift, to be fair, so I didn't have to worry about any of that. But it's nice. It's really tasty. Yeah, a thoughtful gift. It tastes like perfume, but the bottle's amazing.
It's absinthe that tastes like perfume.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, this does it. I think this is like a different color than normal absinthe. This has something on the bottle about it being.
Because I have had absinthe. In fact, our wonderful professor went to his beautiful home afterwards, and he had imported quasi legally absinthe that was made with wormwood. And so I thought, I've had alcohol.
Dang.
The whole green fairy thing. Right? The whole green fairy thing is BS and they pour, they do the thing with the spoon. You put a sugar cube on it. You activate it. It tastes like black licorice. I have the first one. I'm not really feeling anything. I have another one. I say, F it. It's like $20 every time because we were just chipping in every time we had a glass to like make, cover the cost of the bottle. And then after the third one, I'm like, I should be fine. And then, okay.
There's something. There's a bit of kick to this.
A bit of a kick when it's activated with the wormwood. It's got a little hallucinogenic properties. It's no it's no psilocybin. It's no magical mushroom. But it's enough. There's colors. There's tracers. You're in a new world.
When I was about 17, I want to say, I was working on this project with some people that I knew, and this one girl, her job is that she goes around and preserves like traditional Americana, like songs and dances and stuff that are traditional American, like folk songs and stuff. And so she goes into the backwoods of like West Virginia and North Carolina and talks to these like old people playing banjo on their porches, basically. And so she did that, and she talked to this guy and learned some song that his like great grandfather had come up with and passed down. Records it all. So then later that evening, there's like this little dance in the small town, right? Because it's backwoods America. They're having this square dance or something. And this old dude comes up to her and he goes, "Hey, I got something for you." And he gives her this jar full of moonshine that he had made in the woods.
Oh my God.
And so when she came to work on this project with me, she was like, "Hey, does anybody here want to try this moonshine that this guy gave me?" And everyone was like, "Yeah, sure, of course." Mind you, everyone else is like 27, 28 at this point, and I'm 17. I was the youngest one by far.
Baby Zano.
And so everybody's like taking these little sips of it, and I'm like, "I've never had this before. Let me just try it." And I took a huge swig of it, and it hurt. It was painful. It felt like I was just chugging hot sauce, burned all the way down my esophagus, and like 2 seconds later, I was just gone. I don't remember anything else that happened for the rest of that evening. It was awful.
I can already feel the hangover. Like, that is brutal.
Well, luckily I was 17, so there was
young.
No
you wouldn't even fit.
Yeah,
wouldn't
even
was awesome
thing. Yeah, I've never had homemade moonshine. Those probably hurts even more than the first time I had. There's a thing called Everclear. It's basically rubbing alcohol. It's like 98% alcohol, so it's basically pure. It's like the purest alcohol you can get that's not distilled in somebody's freaking shed. And I thought it was vodka. I have a lot of that's why I'm the party cracking, because I have a lot of stories that are like, "I'll be fine. I'm indestructible." Shablam. I burnt so much. Before we move on, somebody did spend a little bit of podcast currency. They spent their hard-earned 25 channel points, and they would love to see some ballet pictures.
I don't have many, but here's one. You can see my ring. There's Zushika and I.
Oh, nice.
There you go.
Oh, that's beautiful.
As little babies.
Yeah. How old are you there?
How old would I have been here? That would be 20. I was 20 there. Yeah. Little baby.
Little baby.
I don't have a ton of pictures because it's hard to get pictures and videos and stuff of yourself dancing, because a lot of stuff is like copywritten, but you know.
Right, because because even though DMCA strikes are newish in the last couple of years to Twitch, the music industry has been just striking down anything for the longest time.
And then any like choreography and stuff is all copyrighted as well.
I didn't know that.
So there's certain things that like you have to either pay to do and perform, or like there's somebody that'll like basically judge you, and if you're not like deemed worthy to do their choreography, you're not allowed to do it.
Whoa,
holy shit, dude! I didn't know any of that. Can you get sued then if I went out to a public place and started doing like I don't know? I'm really unfamiliar. Like it's Swan Lake Ballet. I think Swan Lake's Ballet, right? Would that be copyright?
No. So there are some that are public domain that are like classical ballets.
Right. Okay.
But if it's something more niche, then
because I used to run anime and comic conventions, and second year I was running the convention, it was only 900 people total. But so first day, and somebody's just walking around. I thought they were just a hotel guest because we're a smaller convention. We're not running out a whole hotel or anything like that. And they walk by the ballroom area, and we have music playing and things like that. Just basic music and stuff playing. Like it's not nobody's DJing it, but it's just kind of like there's music coming out of the rooms when they're not being used and stuff like that. And I had a company, I won't say their name, but come get a hold of me that same day with an email. So they had a person out there and said, we've recorded and have recordings, and they attached them 17 instances of you using our artist music around your event.
Oh damn,
that's crazy.
And based on the size of your event, which based on your insurance is estimated to be around $1,000, you can either pay us this much, or you can pay us a fine for every single one of those instances of music. And then so we did that, and then it turns out there's 3 companies that just to make sure everything's covered, you have to pay basically all 3 based on the size of of your event.
Oh, never.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
The best part about the music coming out is like we weren't even necessarily playing the music. The hotel just lets us have control of their music system in those rooms. So we just basically turned on the music that would normally just be ambiently playing in the hotel, but because it was an event that was going on, yeah.
Right.
That's so weird.
And that's why when I started streaming, because I started streaming right before the whole DMCA thing happened, I still wasn't playing DMCA music because I'm like, I don't know when it's coming to Twitch. I've been watching Twitch for years. But inevitably, they've hit YouTube eventually. And then, yeah, sure enough, like pretty early on, after I started streaming the DMCA thing, I'm like, that's inevitable.
So weird. It's like, maybe I'm just stupid, but like those laws make so little sense to me because it's like, if you're doing if you have a clothing store or something and you're just playing songs in it, that's not illegal.
No, because the music,
even though you're selling, but the music isn't the selling point. Is that what it is?
Yeah, the music is not part of the entertainment, but it can be argued that the music, when I have an event or it's on stream, that's why early on in DMCA, before they got some things fixed with the Twitch system, there was a really big IRL streamer walked by a clothing store, picked up music from a clothing store. So that's why we said clothing store reminded me of this. Yeah, picked up music from a clothing store, and when they got off stream, they had been copyright struck and had been suspended.
Never.
Just because,
that's
like,
yeah.
Did that get overturned? I assume that got overturned. That seems so pedantic and over the top.
Right.
So he got suspended from Twitch. However, technically, the DMCA strike remains because what happens is so YouTube and Twitch are what's called safe harbors, the way they work, which is because they provide the platform, but they're a safe harbor because they have certain rules in place. They are not the ones who get sued. The person is. So when a company files a strike on your channel, a copyright claim or anything like that, they send it through Twitch to you, but technically, like, Twitch is a middle person. That's why Twitch like proactively does a lot of things. They would not be quote unquote a safe harbor space.
Right. They're just the messenger.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
I know.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah, just burn it to the ground.
It's one option.
Oh.
I don't know.
But yeah. No, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say it's. I'm wondering what Twitch is going to look like in the next like 5 to 10 years. You know, just with all the changes that have happened, positive and negative, and all the changes in like big streamers moving to other platforms and big streamers coming to this platform, and like I wonder how much that will change in the next 5 years.
So first, they're gonna the logo of Twitch is gonna it's gonna change. That's the first thing I predict. So we're all used to the Twitch logo, but it's gonna morph. It's gonna slowly morph over time, and we'll be like, why are they making these design changes? And eventually, it's going to just look like the balls of Bezos's cock rocket.
I can't wait for that day.
No, because Bezos would care about his balls. So more like the gooch, right? Between between the bee hole and the balls, the gooch,
just a useless bit of flesh.
Yeah, that'll look like that. Because you know what? Sometimes that feels like what Amazon thinks Twitch is. They bought Twitch, and I think they it's like this kind of like the gooch of Amazon, right?
Yeah, or just a little taint platform.
Little taint. I don't know. I mean, serious answer. It just depends. It depends on how good YouTube gets at actually implementing, because like they don't have the culture, they don't have the emotes, they don't have the gift subs, they don't have a lot of the things that makes Twitch. Yeah. And there's still a lot of people that when you think of live streaming, you think of Twitch, which is why Twitch kind of is resting on their laurels and stuff. But YouTube, if YouTube gets better discoverability, because the truth about YouTube discoverability for everybody is like it's super discoverable. Look at the current subscriber count of their videos before they started streaming there. Because if you have like barely any followers on YouTube and you start streaming there, it's the same as trying to get discovered being like a one viewer Andy down at the bottom of a really busy category. But if you move over to YouTube from Twitch and you already got like 10,000 subscribers, then yeah, you're probably gonna be a little bit easier to transition. But even like Ludwig, even somebody like Ludwig, who's absolutely massive. Number 6 in the pay rate scales when the leak happened, when he moved over to YouTube. His numbers are, about what they were before he moved, but he lost a ton of people, and he gained a bunch of people that never came over YouTube, because people who watch your YouTube videos might come over to your Twitch, and people who watch your Twitch might go over to your YouTube, but there's like this chunk that's kind of lost there. So I don't know, but as far as what it'll look like, I think YouTube has the money and the means, and I think it really depends on how things kind of shape out, because there was that leak, like I mentioned earlier, there's that leak, but we don't know what that means. We heard through the grapevine this thing, so like so I don't know. I'll tell you from an analytical point of view, though, having been a data analyst, having worked in the tech space, it's already going that way. If you haven't noticed it, Twitch is less and less a gaming platform. It'll always have a space for gaming. There'll always be things in gaming. But the truth is, this happened on YouTube. YouTube back in the day was like funny videos, a lot of gaming content, a lot of Let's Plays, and then over time, other categories rose up. Just chatting is going to continue to get bigger. It's going, as more people who make YouTube, as YouTube streaming comes available, start streaming their invention content, their gardening content, like the more IRL stuff like that is going to get more and more popular, because people like to watch people travel, they like to watch people eat food. So I feel like it'll look the same, and there will always be gaming content. There's always going to be people who watch games, but if you just look at the just chatting section now, it dwarfs like almost every other game channel combined. So I think it's going to become more and more like that. It's going to become more and more diversified, kind of like YouTube is, because YouTube is super diversified. You can find anything there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
YouTube's
next time we do this
for a long time, it's been around for. Go on, sorry.
Oh, no, you're good. I was just saying, next time we do this, I'm in a hot tub.
Good shout.
Okay, get in there. Let's have big in the just chatting section, and we'll just put ourselves over in the hot tub section. No biggie.
Perfect.
Easy transition. I've got my bikini on underneath this, just in case.
Is there a lock speedo? Is there a octopus speedo? If not,
I'm trying to think if I have a picture I can show you of a. I don't think I have a picture.
I can actually
show. I'm gonna grab the outfit, because any picture I show of it would be TOS, but I can show you the outfit not on me. So one moment.
I really want to see a photo now.
Talk amongst yourselves.
We will. we'll keep ourselves entertained.
Locke said, I'm gonna grab. What? What now?
Excuse me. Come back. I need to know. I need to see these photos. Whatever he was referring to.
Which platform would you say the better one to start streaming content on?
If you were starting fresh,
I would say personally, I think that Twitch is better still to start streaming on. But you should also make YouTube content, and I say that very, I don't do YouTube very well, so I can't really say that much. But I think that Twitch is still the place you should start to do. Oh,
that is lovely.
That
is cool.
If you take a look real quick,
I love it.
Oh my!
Put it on. Put it on and give us a spin.
Yeah, let's see it.
How much do I need to donate for you to go put it on?
Let me see the back. Let me see the back.
Oh,
all right.
Very nice.
It doesn't show as much cheek as I thought it would, but
could always be more cheek.
There could always be more cheek. We need more cheek.
Did you get a good look?
Yeah.
So yeah, any picture I can show that was taken. So
TwitchCon.
Anime convention, big anime convention in the Pacific Northwest. It's called SakuraCon. It's got 25,000 people. I've been going for years and years and years at this point. I'm well into my adulthood. The people I've grown up with in the anime community, we are of age. We love to party. So there's these suites next to the hotel. So it's a good homeroom. I get 2. I'm making real good money at this point in my life. I get 2 suites. I get 1 suite on the 3rd floor for me, for my roommates. Beautiful suite. I rent a 2nd suite, the exact same suite, but on the floor below it. Reverse that. Sorry, my suite's on the 2nd floor. This one's on the 3rd floor. There's nothing on the 1st floor due to noise. I bring my stripper pole. Okay, I guess we have to roll the story back a little bit further.
Yeah, you do.
I need all the detail.
So a little bit, in the midst of running anime and comic conventions, at one point I decided, there's this giant ass house in this affluent area, but in this cul-de-sac, you know, in the west side, you know, outside of Portland. It's got a little apartment attached to it with its own locks and its own entrance, and it's a 2-story 10-bedroom house. It's huge, but nobody's renting it. So like the owner's renting it, so they're renting it for like $2,600, which if I could get that nowadays would be insane. Anyway, so I rent this house, and what happens is I have roommates and stuff, but the deal is once a month I throw a giant. So basically, I would call this I'd gone to university, I'd gotten out of university, I decided to go back to university. I was back in college in my late 20s, and I decided, if you've ever seen the movie Old School with Will Ferrell, I decided I'm just going full back, I'm going full frat. So I threw massive themed like toga parties and things like that. So, you know, we had stripper poles, we had beer pong tables up in the garage, you know, so it basically, and that was a side hustle also. I basically did, I got licensings and noise permits, and I would throw monthly parties there to bring in a little extra money, and just throw these like 50, 60, 70 person massive house parties in this big backyard and all these things. So
That's good gas.
I have a lot of stories. We can get to those on a future podcast. Needless to say, I have two stripper poles. One's installed in the house. I can't bring that one, but the other one's like a collapsible one that you just like has brackets and things, so you don't actually have to like drill into your wall. So, you know, of course I collapse that baby up. I take it with me to the convention. I've rented 2 suites. I tell people I got 2 suites. I got 2 suites. I got 2 suites. They think I'm going to have a bunch of people staying in both. They think I'm being kind. We get there, and I put the message out. I start a text chain. I just text like four of the homies, and I just say, the other suite is for a party. We've got the stripper pole installed. We got the lights going in this suite. Talked to the hotel. We had our noise permits because can't make the upstairs neighbors upset when they're also me. Yes. Me and my other buddy, we buy these. He buys the black one that's super sheer. I buy the white one that's super sheer. They hug our bodies, right? And then we bought like sexy nurse costumes, and we were wearing those. And so when people entered, me and my buddy were in nurse costumes. We greeted them, and then we did this little back and forth dance on the stripper pole. Took off the nurse costumes. People clapped. People cheered. People
I would lose my
laughed.
mind. Sounds great.
and then we partied. So I mean that's a little bit of why when I say the Loctopus party, there's anything can be a party, but yeah, that was the. And so there's a thing when you go to conventions that's known as day zero. It basically means getting your room the night before the convention. Some people do it so they can get well rested. Some people do it so they can get in line and get their tickets first thing the next day. Some people do it so they can just get tore up from the floor up with all their friends they haven't seen in a while, starting on a Thursday night with a stripper pole party in the suite.
It's the right way to do it, if you ask me.
Yeah, Steve, we got to make it to TwitchCon, bro.
Right? Why are we missing out on?
I didn't even know we were doing a podcast with the Wolf of Wall Street. Dude. Like,
oh no, yeah. See, that's why I wanted to do this podcast. I wanted to do this podcast because like I got stories, but we never seem to get to these stories on my stream. So it was a good time. Oh, sorry, we had a guest question. We had a question from Sweetest Spitfire. Which platform would you say is the better one to start streaming on? We're going to go back before I start telling the stripper pole story when we're talking about where we think Twitch and streaming is going to be. From an analytical point of view, which one do I think is better to start streaming on? If you're not already streaming on Twitch, or if you're streaming on Twitch and you're not an affiliate, because YouTube doesn't have exclusivity. If you're exclusive on YouTube, you're big, and they've paid you the bag to be there. Twitch, because people want to stream on Twitch, knocks you into exclusivity the minute you sign an affiliate. So if you don't have an affiliate deal, you're not a partner, not an affiliate, and you start streaming, both. There's so many programs you can use to shoot your stream to YouTube and Twitch at the same time. There's a program called Chatterino you can use that basically combines the chats on your end, so you can see both of the chats going at one time. And then what you can do is you can put like a chat, kind of like I have it down in the corner up on the screen, so people who are one chat can kind of see what the others are saying, and both. But if that's a lot of extra work, or you're not so sure about that, it really depends. If you're going to be making YouTube videos anyway, you're going to be creating YouTube content. YouTube doesn't have the emote game we have. It doesn't have the gifted subs. It doesn't have they don't even have raids. It doesn't have the same culture that Twitch has. But there is something to be said if you're making videos and you're live streaming. The more things that are on one platform, the easier it is to go, hey, everybody, I dropped a new YouTube video. I say that, people do go look at it, but they're having to go from one platform to another. If I'm already on YouTube and I say, it's literally on the same screen you're on, can you just click the...
With your mouse a couple of centimeters.
Yeah. I don't know if there is a better one or not. I guess wait to see what the actual Twitch news really is, not just the leak is to make the decision. YouTube has a better monetary split, a better AdSense money ratio. They don't have like a central hub like Twitch has. So right now, I'd still say Twitch is the best thing to stream on, but that might not be always true. So I think it really depends. I think if I was starting over, I would do what my friend did, and I wouldn't sign an affiliate deal until I had at least 15 to 20 average viewership. I would bypass emotes, subs, and bits, so that'd be some money I wouldn't have, but I'd have a Ko-fi, or I'd have something else to get money. And because here's the thing, they can't put ads on your stream if you're not affiliate or partner because you haven't signed a contract. So my friend did it because my friend said bypassing on money early was worth it, because if anybody clicked on his stream, there was no pre-rolls. There would never be pre-rolls because there can't be ads.
Smart.
Yeah, good show. I might sound really newbie here. What is the leak we keep referring to? Have I missed some big news?
There was a tweet that came out from Bloomberg that says there were some things being discussed by Twitch. One of them is more incentives for ads, which has people really worried because incentives for ads in the past have not really been financially worth it. And obviously ads are not the greatest thing for your channel. There's a reason a lot of people don't run ads unless they have to. Like, I only run ads before big events to get 30 minutes of pre-roll off right before I start the event section of the stream. More incentives for ads. They're going to change all splits to a 50-50 split. But here's the thing about the 50-50 split. I'm not allowed to talk about my splits as a partner, but you can read a lot of things. And I'm just saying, unless you are a really big streamer, partners don't suddenly have a different split.
Okay.
But so that does affect the bigger streamers, but that's also scary because that could incentivize bigger streamers to do the Tim the Tatman, do the Ludwig, do the little boot shoot and skimmy. So that's basically it. They also mentioned a tier system. I think the tier system could be good. We don't know what it is, because right now how it used to work is once you had X amount of subs, not primes, not gifted, well over 1,000. So you had to be quite a bit bigger streamer. Once you had maintained that for multiple months, you could reach out to Twitch and you could negotiate a better split once you prove for multiple months that you had X amount of subs. Again, not counting your primes, not counting your gifted. If tiers mean like once you hit these milestones, kind of like partner and affiliate, once you hit these milestones, your split gets better. That could be really cool. But basically, these are things that are being talked about, so we have no idea how true they are. But there's already a lot of upheaval because the community has been. If you get on Twitter, Twitter has been more and more like, pay us. We see we see what YouTube does. We see what other things do. 70-30, 70-30. Like there's like this bubbling cry from content creators. Like, we're creating the content. Give us a 70-30 split. Yeah. Come the freak on now. Give us the bigger split. So when you see something that comes out that basically says more invasive ads, possibly being incentivized for not a lot more money, we're going the opposite way with splits. That makes people go, Twitch, you're not listening?
Well, it's not like Twitch is like losing the company money, I mean,
it has been. Twitch has never made money.
No, but it's not like they need to be pumping up their revenue numbers that much. That they take so much from creators, or even taking that much from creators is going to affect their bottom line that much.
Greed, my friend.
They've lost a lot of people like DJ Wheat and people who really fought for the creators since day one, who've been around for a long time. And here's what happens. This happens in tech. Again, I used to do brand and reputation management and analytics and stuff like that for small, medium growing tech companies before they got to the size of a Twitch. We're talking about like 200, 300, 400 at most employee, not like 5,000 employee tech companies. But so initially it's called a runway, and you get all this series of funding, all these different venture capitalists are giving you money, and you're just growing. Eventually those venture capitalists have all these board seats, and then they want to hire people, and they start hiring execs who have proven tech exec backgrounds and things completely unrelated to media. And then they all sit around. This happens at game studios. This is what happened at CD Projekt Red, where they rushed out Cyberpunk early. They made the devs do crunch. They put all the blame on the devs. They didn't sell enough copies for the devs to get their bonus, but the execs still walked home with fat checks from pre-sales. So unfortunately, what happens is you have execs who are just sitting there going, they don't care about a 10-year plan. They care about a quarterly earning plan. And I think that's the problem. I think we see that a lot. And again, the devs eat it. Me and Steve are in the ESO category. It happens in ESO. I don't know for sure, but what I'm saying is, I think finance people make finance decisions that upset people. Don't hire more devs. Don't do this. Don't do that. And then you have to have Rich and Gina out there,
taking the run.
Yeah. Have you ever seen that meme of like the soldier with all the knives and bullets coming out their back, and there's a person sleeping?
Yes.
Yeah, that's like them. So the execs can sleep in the bed.
Perfect. Oh, dude.
TwitchCon outfit. Yeah, Sushi, maybe that will be my TwitchCon outfit that I showed earlier. What amount of money will it take for you to get on OnlyFans?
We've all wondered this.
We've all wondered this.
We've all wondered this, Locke.
I mean, I don't know. We could make money on OnlyFans. I'd think about it.
I got $2.
I got $2. Hi, Patty.
Let me know.
You're not gonna lose money on this, so you may as well.
Hey,
you may as well.
I'll give you $1 per toe.
Man, I'm already grinding the hustle. I'm already grustling out here for Twitch and now YouTube and music and things like that. I don't need to add another grustle, because people would say what they want about sex workers making a bunch of money. Man, they gotta do a lot, just like anybody else, to get to the top to make that dosh. The people who need to know: did the story confirm Lock Party's naked? Her costume comes off at party. Nothing about clothes coming in. Well, I took off the thing and I had I had an outfit on underneath.
Hey, if Steve and I make it to TwitchCon, we can confirm or deny.
Yeah, see, I had this.
We'll let you know.
I had this
we'll
on.
Keep you updated on Twitter.
Yeah, I had this on. I had this on. It was fine. That's covered. Please do not live tweet. I guess you can.
Red alert.
I guess you can tweet it. Elon Musk, free speech. Go ahead and tweet it.
Locke is currently swanging.
It's all out in the wind.
All out in the wind, baby.
Locke is hanging brain.
All right.
Confirmed.
All right. We're gonna tell stories from. If we're gonna tell stories from youth,
the Kraken's been released.
The Kraken's been released. I got one more. One more story, completely different thing. So, here in Pacific Northwest, up in Washington State, on the east side of the mountains, we have these mountains that divide the east and west side for people who are not from, the Pacific Northwest and the states and things like that. But there's this little wonderful Bavarian-style town, modeled after a Bavarian town called Leavenworth. It's got cheesemongers, and they import good alcohol. It's the closest thing you can get to a Bavarian village when we don't live in Europe, right? People go there for Oktoberfest all the time. It's gorgeous. So probably about an hour outside of the town, I found this giant house. So just to get another giant house, a giant thing I rented. It had an antler chandelier. I'll see if I can find pictures. If I find the pictures, I'll throw the pictures up on like Instagram and stuff of some of these things that I can share.
Yeah, sweet.
In the chandelier, one story about the chandelier is every time my buddy Steve would drink a beer, he would put the beer can on the end of an antler throughout the weekend till it was the beer antlers. Anyway, it's October. It's higher in altitude. It's the Pacific Northwest. It is snowing. It is cold. So there's this big house with an upstairs and downstairs. It's got a pool. It's got a hot tub out back. It's got a second house across the way. And we're in the second house, and we've just been swimming in a hot tub, and no big deal. We're drying off, and there was a group of us. Again, I'd have to put some black bars on the picture. About 10 of us, because I don't know who it was. It wasn't me, but someone just said, and I love a good challenge. There's woods, there's snow, and it's dark. Let's go streaking through the woods until one of us gets hit in the face with a tree branch.
Oh my god. Why not? Right?
That sounds like a very normal thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely had not shown up at 10 a.m. for this 5-day or 6-day, 5-night weekend. I definitely did not start drinking at the very start of it. So there we are. We have our shirts on our heads. There's no one around. It's not like we're going to get indecent exposure. This house is away from everything. And, you know, we're just running through the snow. We're running through the snow. It's not very long. We're cold. It's horrible. Probably about 3 minutes at most. Hear a friend go, whoa! Yeah, they hit a branch. They fell down. We laughed. We walked triumphantly naked back to the house with the rest of the partiers. We put towels around our waist and partied, and many other stories that can come from that. I have so many stories.
I hope they're all like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's our first podcast. I'm trying to stay tame here.
Yeah, good show.
Hey, I'm gonna go run to the bathroom real fast, so I'll be right back.
All right. I mean, you just heard about 10 guys like just.
Yeah.
Now you need to sneak off.
No.
It's 5 minutes.
But yeah, just.
Is this the section where we just chat shit about Zano? Or.
I mean, that's why he's there. It's not as much fun if he can't.
Oh, good point, dude. Yeah.
The banter's not fun if the person's not there to have the bants with.
Yeah, good show.
Oh yeah, this is tame, Betty. This is tame.
Could be much worse.
Yeah, I mean, I go through my mind and go, okay, but I can tell that story. I can not tell. I have a lot of stories. I want to do this podcast because I do have a lot of stories. It's not like I can't bring up on stream, but it's very rarely I'm talking about something that goes, oh, I forgot about the time I rented the 2 suites at SoccerCon and did the sexy maid dance.
Oh, you should bring that up every day. Everyone needs to know about that.
Everyone
devastated. It went so long without knowing that. This is a great day.
Sorry, I know I'm missing out on chat because I get in storytelling mode and I pontificate and I look away from chat. I feel bad about that. People need to know that that's right. Ray once brought up the party and naked. The answer is yes. I want to stream says Sweetest Spitfire, but I don't have the tech to support it yet, especially while gaming. That's fair. That's fair. There's a lot of decent ways to get into streaming pretty affordably. There's a lot of good softwares like Elgato's free Epoch software where you can use your phone as a camera. And things like that.
Streaming without a camera. Don't let it put you off if you want to.
That's true. You don't need
do it.
You don't need to have a camera. That's also true. There's a lot of there's VTubers. VTubers are huge. There's people who just stream with like an avatar. There's people who know cam stream. I personally, for all of my years watching Twitch, I think even if it's a static avatar, if you're gonna stream without a cam, it's best to get some form of artwork done, just because it's easier for it gives something for the audience to identify with. Because your voice can be there and it's great, and there's plenty of people who do well that way, but it's easier to make a personal connection with people if you can visualize something. So like Nordenheim, for example, Nordenheim has this beautiful teal deer centaur thing that's always on the screen. That they drew for himself, and so that's you can identify with that. One day I'm gonna meet Nordenheim, and he's not gonna, have the back half of a mighty stallion, and I'll be a little disappointed.
Only a little, right? Yeah. But you never know. I mean, what if
it'll be the discovery of the century? It's just like it shows up at a TwitchCon, and it's just like, oh wow,
oh damn, I didn't expect that.
Oh damn. We just demand a story every time you do a dungeon ESO. It's for good luck. Ray ones, all right. I mean.
It's a good, I'd be there for that.
Oh, whoa.
Looks like it's time to get some costumes started or a cosplay for TwitchCon. 100%. Oh, I want to come out to TwitchCon with you guys now. That just sounds like too much fun. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make it out.
Yeah, I wish I could have made it to Amsterdam, but it's just unfortunately I had to do sleep studies and stuff, and my dog. I'm doing okay, but my dog and my medical stuff and all the stuff that I went through for the last few months basically drained that old savings, so I don't have a fallback. So unfortunately not in the cards. I wanted to do both though.
It's always next year.
Yeah, that's true.
Does the European TwitchCon move countries each year then? I assume so, right?
I haven't. Here's the thing. I haven't much paid attention to TwitchCon because I watched a lot of Twitch, but I wasn't a streamer myself. And oftentimes I would have to choose. They're in different months, but I would often have to choose just from a financial thing or things I had going on. Because I always, at the start of September, I go to PAX West. And it used to be that Twitch had a booth there and everything. And then, they started doing TwitchCon. And I loved watching Twitch, but if I financially had to choose between the two, I would always be going to PAX because of gaming and stuff like that. Now that I'm a streamer, it makes a lot more sense. I've always wanted to go to TwitchCon, but I've never actually made it to a TwitchCon.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever been to a con. No.
Never been to a convention.
No, I don't think so. I got a really bad memory though, dude. So like,
I feel like you'd remember.
Sure. No, you'd be surprised.
Oh.
I forgot. I was playing. Yeah, go on. Sorry.
I just actually don't know what the European scene is like for comic and anime and conventions like that.
Well, there's like little ones about, and then there's like a few in Cardiff and London, etc. But I've never been to any of the big ones. I'm trying to think. There's probably some. No, I don't think I have. One day. I mean, I do plan on getting the TwitchCon, but there's a lot of Comic Cons around that I want to attend to. You know.
They're fun. They're fun.
Yeah, they look fun. Welcome back, Sano.
Hey, what's up?
Hey.
I love your face.
I like this thing in your chat of come up with something to help with the tribe mentality or something.
Oh yeah, Sweet Spitfire's thing, because I was mentioning if you're streaming without a cam, you can stream camless, but if you're gonna stream without a cam, having some form of an avatar, even just like a drawing of a character is really good because it helps people. It's easier to connect with your audience when they can see something to visualize. And so Sweet Spitfire's like, what would be an avatar for a Sweet Spitfire though? And I don't know. I mean, I watch a retro streamer who literally his avatar is a talking glass of beer. So nice. Like, dude, don't limit it. Just take your imagination run. I think Ray once was actually saying, do suggest if you come up with something like that can have sort of a tribe mentality, like a wolf pack line, things like that.
Right. Well, so it just made me think. So your community, first off, what is it called? And did you come up with it, or was it just thrusted upon you? Because my whole thing was thrust upon me.
So my name is Locke, L-O-C-K-E, Locke. That is my name. But Locke is taken everywhere because there's the famous philosopher John Locke. There's also the show Lost, which had the character John Locke. There's also Final Fantasy VI, which has the character Locke. So before I got to any social medias, gaming platforms, whatever, just my name was taken. Because before getting on like online, my name was unique enough. Like I didn't have to come up with like gamer names or anything. It's just like in America, you don't have a lot of Locks, right? But I loved history and I loved Roman history, and Augustus Caesar was originally Octavius. So I shoved it together. Boom, bam. Loctavian. I love octopuses. So I already knew I was going to use an octopus as kind of some form of a branding, and then since I just already shoved my name together to get Loctavian, that became Loctopus. I love to party, Loctopus party. So I wouldn't. So all of that I had already had kind of established. A lot of other things have like been shaped by the community, but the initial community names and things were called were I had come up with. But that's also because I shot myself in the foot a little bit, for a turn of phrase, because I spent 6 months justifying why I needed one more little thing or had to get one more little emote or one more little piece of art before I clicked going live. And I'm doing fine. I'm doing well for myself. I'm not one who looks back and goes, woulda, shoulda, coulda. But I also look back when anybody's like, I'm not sure if I should start streaming, because it's not a regret, but you learn so much when you hit the freaking button. I should have just clicked the button earlier.
Oh, for sure.
100%.
Steve, how'd you get your name and your community's name?
I just the name goes back. Well, it was originally Pirate Steve because I looked like a pirate once upon a time, with the long hair and the bandana. I missed that look. I might bring it back.
Jono, have you seen Dodgeball?
Yes.
Okay.
So the character Pirate Steve, imagine that I was
right.
He had long hair.
Pirate, right?
That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
But Pirate Steve again is taken everywhere. I had a friend in high school though, Kimberly, who called me Steve, and that kind of caught on a little bit. So yeah, again, I had a different name when I first started stream because I was a different person back then. It was originally Steve.
Come on, I shared stories about running naked in the woods. You can share your OG name.
It's not that.
Steve 420.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that classic Xbox style gamer tag wrestling. Yeah, when I actually first found Steve's channel, he was Steve 420.
Wow.
Yeah, he rebranded.
Maybe we'll rebrand back to Steve 420 for like
the
2-year anniversary or something. We can go OG.
You already missed 420. You're gonna have to wait till next year.
Yeah. Till next year. Oh, dude, good point.
Yeah, just for 420. That's the Steve 420.
Just for the day.
Just once a year it comes out.
Stream for like 6 months then, because can you not like isn't our?
Oh no, yeah. No, you don't have to change your actual Twitch name. You just have to get one of like a big gaudy 90s style like rotating banner that is a publisher that's just a Steve 420 with like smoke coming off it. Think of like the most gaudy things from youth that used to be on things.
That would be great. I've still got the old overlays, dude, so I can just whack on the old overlays. Perfect. We're good to go. And then in terms of name of the community, I've been working so hard to make sure this doesn't stick because it's so fucked up. It's pretty funny though. But my friend have started it, and it's the Steba files, like the
Steba files.
Steba files.
Oh,
great. Yeah. That's good.
I need to know yours though, dude.
So my name came from, so my actual name is Zane. And so
all three of us put our real names.
Our real name is in our thing.
Yeah, okay, continue.
So I had a teacher that asked me if it was short for anything. And I was like, no, like what would it be short for? And he's like, I don't know, like Zanovich. And so he would always call me Zanovich. And so I just made it Zanovich. And and I've been wanting forever to get that number off of it. Because I think originally I had made my Twitter and it was Zanovich17.
That was the only rebrand I had when I first started on Twitch, and I lucked out very early on. And my Twitter and Insta still have to have it. I was Loctavian, and I threw 2 zeros at the end because that's what I always did on things when the name was taken. But like within 3 months, Twitch did one of their purges that I don't think they've done in a while. And so because I would check basically every day when I get on Twitch, I go, nope, not available. And then one day I did it, just assuming it wouldn't work, and it went through. And I'm like,
oh, I bet that felt so.
I need to do that. I need to keep checking.
Right.
And then my community name, again, did not pick this. Is Zaddy's Baddies.
That's amazing.
And
I love it.
People thought that was very funny, and it has not changed. So
good.
So we got the Baddies.
May it last in eternity.
Like my channel points are called Baddie Books.
See, but Baddies is cool. So another thing I'm into, because I'm into like everything dirty in the world, pro wrestling.
Hell yeah.
Pro wrestling. There's this pro wrestling company that's like upstart, came in with a bang called AEW, and there's this former professional women's basketball player who trained wrestling for a long time, so she's been wrestling. She's kind of like got that Goldberg feel to her, where like she's currently like 31 matches and like tearing through people, and like her thing is like she's that bitch, and then she recently started having these other female wrestlers who are kind of part of her like stable, right, in a section, and she calls it the baddie section. And then when other people try to sit there, she's like, nah, you're not bad enough to be in the baddie section. So there is a very, very cool like wrestler, Jade Cargill, who has a baddie section. So
and now she's gonna come beat me up because I stole her name.
I mean, she's like 6'3" and pure muscle. She would destroy like.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's I'm not that tall.
Oh, awesome! Ray,
I'm not that muscular. Hey,
Emily Carolinas. Saying hi to people in chat. For those of you who are listening to this later, I'm just you can see their comments in the box.
I've been trying to go to the gym like 4 or 5 times a week, and yeah, it's been really fun, and I really enjoyed it. But my goal and my life goal is, and Sushi gets mad annoyed when I say this. Have you ever watched American Gladiators?
I have.
No.
I know you have. I know, Steve, you probably haven't. My life goal.
Steve, do you know what American Gladiators is?
I'm pretty sure it used to be on Sky One back in the day.
I'm gonna describe it real quick before it's on a story because it's very quick and easy. Take an 80s, late 80s, early 90s aesthetic, the biggest, muscliest powerlifter dudes, the biggest, muscliest powerlifting women, just like we're talking like pumping 400 pounds, muscle, strength, endurance, speed, and they have names like Storm, Atlas, Atlas, freaking, Blaze. And basically they have a bunch of competitions. One where they shot these like tennis ball guns at them. One they'd have those big Q-tip spears and they just, they bring on people who are somewhat athletic, but like somewhat athletic as in normal athletic levels, and they'd have to just fight these freaking behemoths of people in these competitions. So all right,
so they weren't competing against each other; they were going against normal people.
No, the American Gladiators. They like each show, they'd be like
people competed against the Gladiators.
Yeah, right? Okay,
I freaking loved Atlas. That's why I remember him the most, because it wasn't all the gladiators every time. They'd have like a couple male gladiators, a couple female gladiators, just a couple of, and they'd rotate him. So when they were revealing the gladiators at the start of the episode, and they'd be like, and today you're going to be facing off against Atlas. I'd be like, oh my God. Because Atlas is like, Atlas's shape is square.
Yeah, for sure.
His muscles had muscles just to make him a wall. Anyway, and then they stand on these podiums with these big like Q-tip like staffs, and you see this like athletic, but like, a runner's build, right? Or somebody like that picture Zano showed earlier was Zano's like a dancer, like somebody like in like maybe endurance shape.
in decent shape, but not like bodybuilder shape.
Yeah, right. But not somebody who probably picks up trucks for fun.
No.
Anyway, continues on. Sorry, I just wanted to explain for anybody in the audience and for Steve who might not know what American Gladiators was.
So my goal in going to the gym is I just want to look like Malibu from American Gladiators. And
I'm gonna Google that real quick.
Yeah, I'm bringing it up here.
I was gonna say, I was gonna bring it up, but if you bring it up there.
This is Malibu.
Malibu was fantastic. When you said Malibu, I was like, when you said Malibu, I'm like, oh yeah, the surfer Chad. Yeah,
this is who I'm trying to look like right here.
Anybody who's listening to this in an audio format later, this guy's got the like long surfer skater locks, the blonde hair, the cheekbones. He looks like
he's up.
Yeah, he looks like your traditional hot California guy in like the face and head, but then his arm is the size of a freaking tree trunk. Yeah. And he's wearing, and in the 80s and 90s, and I want to bring it back once I get a little more in shape, the belly shirt. So it's cut off at the belly, because if you don't cut off at the belly, how can one see the abs?
Yes, right? Exactly. Yeah. Bring it back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's my gym goal, is that I just want to look like Malibu. I need to start growing my hair out.
I mean, I'd love to see that.
Thanks.
Do not get the haircut. Grow it back. Grow it out. And you will keep an eye on your progress.
Go for it. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. Appreciate it.
I'm on my third whiskey.
Somebody in chat.
Finished one beer.
I knew if anybody here in chat would know American Gladiators would be RTG, and if sure enough RTG does. Zap, she was my bae.
Zap, true.
I mean, between audio and video, Locke, why are you describing Steve's looks for? Oh, Rowan, just want to make sure anybody who couldn't look at the stream knew what they were missing.
What you were missing?
Steve looks like your typical California surfer.
Yeah,
those long locks, golden hair, tanned.
I like how it was less than 15 minutes ago when we were just talking about our names that Steve described what he looks like, which is literally like Alan Tudyk in freaking Dodgeball.
Yeah.
And literally, other than having a beard, because he's clean shaven in the face at the end, Steve looks like Alan Tudyk at the end of Dodgeball when he cut his hair off.
Shall I go shave quick and come back?
No, you don't get rid of that beard.
Jose wants to know if you're related to Kenny. Which Kenny? Wait, there was a surname. Kenny Omega, is it?
So I've gotten that before, and there's no way. It's one of those maybe faintly some way, but I'm going to take it. Kenny Omega is one of my favorite wrestlers in the world. He's one of the best wrestlers in the world. So yeah, if I look a little bit like Kenny Omega, then I'm.
I do kind of see
take
it.
I'll pull it up on my phone. For anybody who audio listeners, it's not gonna help as much. Just search Kenny Omega. He's a
I kind of see it.
He's a beautiful man. I mean, if Zano's gonna, look like Atlas, I guess I should probably try to look to.
Hey, Malibu.
Sorry. I said Atlas.
Don't confuse him.
Don't confuse him. Hey,
him back when he was champion. I actually literally had that beard when I started streaming it. Though,
yeah.
Oh, sweet.
There you go. Gonna roll up to TwitchCon.
I was gonna say, we have similar hairs. That was a little too shiny, but we have similar natural hair.
Dang.
Struggling this. I'm just.
Hey, yo,
I think we might
your phone in. Plug your phone in.
Oh shit, 17. Yeah, I'll plug it in now.
17%. Come on, put on battery saver.
I think it's the nose. I think it's the distinguished.
That's a nice phone
nose.
Bring it
back. So well, RTG, I do. Bring it back, I beg you. So if you're talking about bringing back the beard, and the beard, by the way, is the chops. We call it the General Burnside or the Lemmy, the biker beard. It's the chops across the chin, up into the mustache. The chin clean shaven. We always used to call it the General Burnside because there's a general back in the 1800s. America is bushy out, but when it's clean shaven, it's the Lemmy from Motorhead. Rip in peace, Lemmy. So we're still gonna, do everything like we normally, but I am starting up the subathon. Part of the subathon, we hit a milestone. I can't shave during the subathon. I'm gonna shave the little chin piece off. I'm gonna leave the mustache, so it's gonna be one of those beards where the mustache is bigger than the beard. However long the subathon goes, the beard is just gonna grow. I'm
so pumped for that.
After the subathon, because we'll have the whole head of hair to play with, we'll trim it down, we'll shave the chin, we'll bring back. I'll already have the bigger mustache, which is actually pretty perfect because I feel like it'll look even cooler with like a slightly thinner beard going up into the bigger stash. So yeah, we'll bring back the Lemmy. We'll bring back the biker.
I'm so pumped.
I like this one. This looks like Colonel Sanders in an octopus costume, and I'm here for it.
It's hot.
I thought you were looking at a picture of the computer. You're talking about me, yeah.
Yeah,
as it gets longer, and like if I put my finger behind it, you can see it's about a finger length below my chin. As it gets longer, it definitely shifts. Because when it started out, it was kind of like a painter, even maybe like a 90s look. Trent Reznor had that look in the 90s with the chin strap and the mustache for a little bit, and it got a little bit longer. That's what people were used to from the past when I used to keep it trimmed and just let it grow out. That was like the D'Artagnan, the kind of the musketeer. But as it's gotten longer, it is definitely we've gotten long enough that I can pull the mustache away. I can almost curl the ends of the mustache, and this is a finger below my chin. So yeah, we are definitely into freaking finger licking good territory now.
That's the flavor saver, dude. When you have your KFC, it saves all your juices and your mustache, and you go back to it later.
Watch this. It is. It's like having a little scent. You just hope you don't have milk in it because it's about you. Hey, look at that. And you just bring that lip up to the nose. It's gonna like a little,
nice, yeah.
And I just do that, and I was like, I did eat Doritos before this podcast. Well, cheese dust up in there. Can't confirm.
That's the good right there. Sniffing cheese dust. Don't we all?
All right. Before we wrap up, a few more things, and we'll kind of wind down our first little podcast here on a finger licking moment. In time, we've told some stories. We've had a good time. Steve's here.
Had a great time.
But before we go,
it's so much later in the day for me. I can just get wasted every time we do these.
But before we go, just so people know, this is going to say California champagne. One champagne I know only comes from the Champagne region of France. Whatever. But this. So people who don't know your bubbling things, this is what we call college mimosa champagne. This is $5 at the corner store champagne.
Only the highest quality.
Only the highest quality to christen it. But I mean, if you're if we're gonna be pirates and we have a ship, then and it's not gonna pop. By the way, it's not gonna pop. By the way, it's a twist top. That's how cheap it is. It's not even corked, baby. Okay, you know what? We get to a certain episode, we'll set a milestone. So Chris Jericho, the GOAT, one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, had a joke near the start of AEW, but he can get anything over. And he sprayed some champagne after he won a match. He drank some things. He said, "I want to have a little bit of the bubbly." And then he literally worked with Stephen Amell, who played Arrow in the show Arrow, who, if you don't know, owns vineyards. And they worked together to create a champagne. And it's grown because we have really good vineyards here because of how our temperaments are here on the West Coast. So that's really good. That's actually a really good champagne. This, however, this is just some $5. Onesies and champagne, what a day in D. Cortapalli. Who are these three stooges? I don't even know who we are. But of course, Pirates. Again, for people who are listening audio, we got this a while ago when we did our Amazon stream where people got to pick what I had to buy. It is a steampunk mug with an octopus on it, and I haven't used it yet.
What a great time to use it. Christen it on the podcast is beautiful.
I'll just slam the bottle over my computer to christen it, break my monitor.
Is that stainless steel? That looked really cool.
It is stainless steel on the inside. It's actually a really nice. The cup's actually pretty awesome.
Can I just say, every time I've seen Steve raise that glass, the pores have been getting heavier and heavier and heavier.
Oh yeah,
it's gotten more every time Steve raises the glass. It's more full.
I was drinking I was drinking a Belgian
a little bit too.
I was drinking a Belgian wheat ale. Zonovich, true to his name, was drinking champagne as well. Miller High Life, the champagne of beers. And now I'm having some $5 champagne to christen off the night. But yeah, Steve's been going at the whiskey, I think. Was it whiskey?
Got some Bowmore. Yeah. It's a little bit of what is this? I don't even know. It's Scotch. Yeah, it's Scotch.
I tried to crush the can on my head and it didn't work.
Oh, did I miss that? Can I try again?
I mean, it's just kind of bent now. It didn't want to crumple from the bottom.
It's still pretty hardcore. If you gotta live hardcore, dude.
So the cool thing about $5 champagne is
tastes like ass.
Actually, no, because it doesn't really taste like champagne. The reason it works so well for mimosas being cheap is it's way too sweet to be champagne. It's like uncomfortably sweet.
Ugh, sickening.
Yeah.
I do dude, I've been drinking a ton of sparkling wine lately, which is pretty rough. Like, it's just like £5 sparkling wine. I like it.
I like it.
I like it a lot.
All right, I got started to wrap things up with. So we'll talk about one or two more things before we go to their second section today. Before I tell the story, though, because I think it's a good ending story. Yeah, I'm bringing class to the show. Exactly, chat. I am bringing class to the show. Onesies and champagnes, Cortapalli. Exactly. It's that sort of day. Lucius have been drinking a ton of whole milk. Woo.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Nice.
Nice.
Can you carbonate milk? Is that a thing?
I watched a dude on TikTok do it, and he said it was disgusting.
There's a drink I really like. It's a Japanese drink. It's not fully milk, but it is a milk-based drink. It's called Calpica.
Is that carbonated?
Yeah, they have carbonated version. I drink it. It's good.
Is it thick?
No, it's not super thick. It's more soda than.
Okay. I might be able to get on with that.
There was this guy on TikTok that had like a soda stream. You know those things that like carbonate your water.
So my water bottle, which is not by my thing because I'm drinking alcohol, so I would have water. The bottle I drink out of is a soda stream bottle, except I just don't carbonate it before stream.
Well, so all this guy's TikToks, his entire thing was he would just take different liquids and he'd put them in his soda stream and carbonate them, and then try and see what they tasted like.
That's the content I'm here for.
That's amazing. There's also a content creator on YouTube called Some Ordinary Sausage who makes everything from coffee grounds to McDonald's to pizza into sausages. He makes everything a sausage.
What?
Some ordinary sausage.
Dude, am I right in saying he made a water sausage? Am I making that?
He made a water sausage.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, cool.
What? Some ordinary sausage. No, yeah, seriously. That's the crossover episode I want to see. I want to see somebody carbonate something weird and make a sausage out of something weird.
Yes.
Lucid Illusions also seen somebody, use a soda stream to do that. Sick.
Yeah.
Like Japanese water too. Called I love sake.
Never tried it.
Well, when you get out here, you'll have to have some because where the Pacific Northwest outside of Portland, to the west, a place called Hillsborough, the climate there actually matches the climate perfectly in a section of Japan. So it's like it's an actual sake fields and distillery outside of Japan. But the person who works there learned for 20 years over in Japan. So we actually we import a lot. I live right near two giant Asian groceries, a Wajimai and one that's just called Asian Market. So I get a bunch of stuff imported, but we also have some local sake that's super good.
Yeah, that does sound good. I wonder if what's the deal with sending alcohol out of the country into other countries?
I don't think you can do it.
I'm sure I can find
here.
That's the only option.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like you probably have to have some form of like permit or license, maybe. But I actually have because any alcohol I've ever gotten from out of country has been through an actual like professional. I've never had anybody like mail the alcohol, so you can.
Right, yeah.
All right. Somebody in chat actually knows. Bleason here in chat says, yeah, you can. Okay, cool.
Sweet. We'll have to sort something out. I'll send you some cashola and you can send me some sake.
We still need to do the Steve. We still need to do the.
Yes, we do.
We still need to do the box. We still need to do the box exchange where I send you the American Care package instead of buying like a one of those like random boxes. You just with Care give me a Care package. I'll send you a Care package.
Should we try and do that at some point in May?
Yeah, we can try.
Like organize, not necessarily the video, but like organize getting it out to each other at some point. Hey, we'll talk about it another time.
Yeah. Zana's just sitting down there, be like, you're sending each other gifts?
I'll send you a Prezi, Zano.
Hey, I'll send you some San Antonio stuff.
Thanks, dude.
It'll just be a breakfast taco in a box, and that's it.
Here's what I know about Texas. I know it from my mod Soldier On, and this is what I know about Texas is that you can, at least in the area he lives in Texas, you can literally go to any street taco cart and it's going to be the best tacos you had in your life.
True.
Oh, dude,
every taco's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so there you.
Yeah.
I've only recently got into there was never dude, Taco Bell opened up recently here and it's changed my life.
Please don't say Taco Bell changed my life.
You didn't have Taco Bell before?
No, dude. So there was one in Cardiff, which is like the capital of Wales. It's about 45 minutes from here. And me and Jose were going 3-4 times a week, 45-minute drive just to get Taco Bell because it's so fucking good. At one point, I was trying to make myself sick of it because I couldn't stop thinking about it. So I was actively eating too much of it so that I could get it out of my head, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. But you never can eat too much of it. No.
Dude, I'm off the hype now. I gotta say, I'm off the hype. It took the reason being they opened one up in my home city, so there's no journey anymore. I'm literally ordering it to my house like every other day.
It's not as exciting.
It's not, dude.
It lost the sexiness.
It did. I like the journey. The road trip with the homie. Good fun.
Yeah, for sure,
okay,
for sure.
So I figured it out. You can ship alcohol to the UK and you can ship it from the UK to America. However, you have to use a professional services that has the license to do that. So you couldn't just put it in the mail, but there is. I just looked at there is some legal services who literally there's things you have to go through to do it. But you will get in big trouble if you just popped a bottle in a box and sent it and they found out about it. So
yeah, that wouldn't be good.
Yeah.
But we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. That's good to know.
Yeah, it's just bizarre to me. It's bizarre to me that Steve 420 did not just get on the Taco Bell train. Well,
Steve said Taco Bell just
420.
Steve goes, Taco Bell just opened up here in Cardiff and it changed my life. And I thought about all of the times I was so drunk in college. And the only thing that opened was Taco Bell. When the Taco Bell showed up, I'm like, oh my god, this Taco Bell just changed my fucking life.
Yeah, it did.
I'll be honest, I've had Taco Bell one other time, and it was about 5 years ago in a city called Nottingham, which is like northern England. Well, not north. It's north of me anyway. And I think that was the first Taco Bell in the UK.
Okay.
We had a night out, and it was amazing. There's a bar called Cookie Shop where you can get shots flavored like anything you want, and they're really cheap. But I mean literally any flavor shot you want. And I went to Taco Bell for the first time ever, and it may be because they lacked the experience being the first ever Taco Bell in the UK, but it was fucking awful, dude. And from that moment on, for like 5 years, I was like, I'm never gonna try it. Shit, everyone.
There's two things that can happen when these massive American franchises go to other countries. One, it can be like McDonald's in Japan and be fucking transcendent and be like, well, how was this good? Freaking Squid Ink burger, like, actually tastes good. Or they can go to another country, and it's not that it's worse when I don't think it was worse when the UK. I think you just had the actual Taco Bell experience. Just some Taco Bells are better than other Taco Bells, and they're all bad. And it's really the state of mind and body you're in when you have the Taco Bell, whether or not you feel it's good. Because the truth about Taco Bell is, I ate Taco Bell twice in one day near the start of COVID. And the next day, I'm like, I'm old now, because the next day I was freaking, I was done in. I felt worse. I felt worse than a hard drinking night eating Taco Bell twice in one day.
Dude, I had Taco Bell in the morning one day, and then I had a Madras in the night, and I was streaming that night, and every like 15 minutes I had to go for a BRB, so I literally just canceled stream. You know, it was a nightmare.
Oh, Carter Polly brought up something called the 100 Taco Jack in the Box. So there's this restaurant. Restaurant, I mean fast food, called Jack in the Box, and Jack in the Box has 2 tacos for $1 US. And I'm going to tell you right now, 2 tacos for $1, they are exactly as good or as bad as you think 2 tacos for $1 is.
Yeah. Still, I'd buy them. I'd buy a ton of them to make up for the lack of quality. You know, quantity all day, every day, baby.
Hey, wait. Next time we do this, should we do a mukbang?
Well, let's put it in the Discord. I was gonna bring up a couple ideas. We'll put it in the Discord and figure out what days we want to do it. I was thinking one day we have the Pain Cast.
Yes.
A 1 hour podcast. We each eat the one chip.
Yes.
We see if we can all three go the hour. We'll call that the Pain Cat. We'll have some ideas. I'm also, by the way, for anybody, for everybody who might want to check us out live next time, or everybody who's here today, anything like that, I'm going to be adding some redemptions that are only going to be turned on during the podcast for things for we'll talk about the Discord and figure out what we want to add, but things that we will have to do, because as much as I love my other podcast, Cracking Cast is a very serious, it's an interview tone, it's an advice show, it's a get to know you show. This show needs to be a little more interactive, right?
Yeah, I like the sound of that. That sounds great.
This is the show where I finally tell the story after streaming for a year and a half about stripper pole, soccer con, and running out with my full moon and the full moon with 9 other people.
It's been a very enlightful afternoon for me. I'm pleased this happened.
If Steve comes to see me before heading to your way, I'll send him with a bottle of. Oh, nice! Sounds great, Rowans.
I definitely have some ideas.
He's gonna send if you stop with my Raywans before you come to me, he's gonna send some really good Kentucky, Tennessee bourbon that uses sugarcane instead of limestone, and that sounds fantastic. That
does sound good.
I guess because everybody tells me about Tennessee. I had a buddy Zebariah, Tennessee Zebariah, pipe fitter Zeb, love that man. First thing completely before we get on to the alcohol talk of it is people, and because this got brought up on someone else's stream, people in the South or sections of the South, they call all sodas a Coke. Yeah. In Tennessee, you just go to the restaurant and you say, I want a Coke, and then the waitress will be like a Dr. Pepper Coke, an orange Coke. Because instead of saying cola or soda or pop or whatever word you might have heard, they call everything a Coke. So when he first came up to the Northwest, he'd have a problem because he would order a Coke and they walk away and it's like, didn't even ask me what type of Coke I wanted. I can't do a Southern drawl, so I'm not going to embarrass myself or offend somebody by trying to do a Southern drawl, but a big Southern drawl, and he had to explain to me why, because apparently in areas of the South here in the States, I didn't even know that till I met him. They call it all Coke, and when you order it, then you say, "Oh, Dr. Pepper Coke."
That's not practical what Zushika does, right? That's what
Zushika's also yeah. I was gonna say, it's not all of Texas, but there is parts of Texas I know that are like that.
That's inviting confusion.
When you're here, you have to
not when you're there, because the waitresses and all the restaurant staff, they know that when you say you want to come.
If you order an iced tea down here, you have to specify that you do not want it to give you diabetes, because otherwise they will pump. There's like a cup of sugar in your iced tea.
First time I ever went to Texas, I wasn't warned about that, and I was thinking Pacific Northwest hipster sweet tea, which is basically half and half sweet tea, not sweet tea, and what I had was like sweeter than Kool-Aid, and I just realized not everyone has Kool-Aid. Basically, what Kool-Aid is you pour a packet of flavors powder in a pitcher, then you pour literally 2 cups of sugar in a 2-quart pitcher or a couple liter pitcher, and you fill it with water. It's called Kool-Aid, and that's what they gave to everybody in America. If you ever wonder about Americans, a lot of us came up on Kool-Aid.
Sugar.
Just sugar. And the commercials also, because there's a big picture of Kool-Aid. He bashed a wall and went, "Oh yeah."
Yeah.
The tea I had was like sweet as Kool-Aid. There had to be so much damn sugar in that thing. That said, it was paired with the fact that every time I travel and someone says their food is the best in their region, I had heard that a lot, but my initial travels were to places like California and stuff, and California's like, we have the best this. I'm sorry. There's parts of California that do have the best certain things, but the Bay Area, I don't think the Bay Area has the best anything. And I used to make a lot of trips to San Francisco, so I got it in my head that people just think their area is the best. And then my buddy is like, no, we got the best barbecue. And I'm not going to say who has got the best barbecue, because there's a 4-way war in the United States.
I was going to say, we're bringing up controversy.
And we're not going to bring that up. That's a whole podcast topic on its own.
True.
So that we can educate Steve about the 4-way war of the best barbecue. That said, I had not had Texas barbecue. I come from the Pacific Northwest. But we've had some people who've moved up here who now make authentic barbecue, but at the time I never had it. So despite the fact that I was drinking diabetes juice, oh my god, these ribs were freaking transcendent. And it's kind of like the first time I went to New York, and my buddy's like, do not go to the place that the office is trying to send you to. That's the tourist place, which we have that here in Portland. It's called Voodoo Donuts. Voodoo Donuts sucks. It's the tourist trap. The tourists all go there because they hear about Voodoo Donuts. We really go to Blue Star here. Anyway, but the point is, it's like my buddy who worked at the tech company is like, no, here. I was like, it's $1.50 a slice. It's like, this is New York. If you go to the right $1.50 places, which is most of it, kind of like Ron was saying about tacos in Texas. And I just had a piece of freaking slice of cheese and a slice of pepperoni, and then I had a bagel the next morning, and I'm like, okay. Some places, when they say they have the best of something, they have the best of something. But I'm not going to say who has the best barbecue, because I don't come from any of those 4 states, and it's a war. I watched a Food Network show where they brought a chef from each region to compete on who had the best barbecue, and it literally almost became the WWE, because 2 of them were about to literally fight, because one of the regions uses a dry rub. One of the regions uses a dry rub, and the other regions make it really wet, and the other one goes, how can you call it barbecue if it's so dry? And that they were going to throw fucking blows, man.
So it's Texas,
right?
It's Kansas, right? Kansas City,
the Kansas, Texas.
There's
a southern one here, Zana.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I don't live. I'm not from the South.
Okay, that's right. Okay. Here, I'll hit you with it. Okay, there's the Kansas City style barbecue. It's slow. Kansas City is slow smoked, sweet as heck, thick, sugary barbecue. Okay. They also have burnt ends. I mean, I've read burnt ends, but that's kind of one of the things they're known for, right? So that's kind of the Kansas City. And don't at me if you're from one of these regions. I am just giving you my Pacific Northwesterners take on things. I'm not going to get into the minutia of it. It would be like an ESO class lore video if I got into the background of it. Anyway,
one day.
Maybe we can find some people from each of the regions to come on and have a fight. Have a fight on our show, right? Anyway, there's Memphis. Memphis is your next barbecue, right? Memphis is about. Memphis is about. They smoke it. They smoke that meat. All right. It's a lot of like slow. It's a lot of like slow smoke pulled type of stuff.
I'm salivating.
The next one, so you got you got your Kansas City, you got your Memphis style, you got your Carolina style, right? Carolina, slow roasted whole hog barbecue. All right. That's the best way to like whole pork stuff like that. Don't at me. Don't okay, I have to look it up because I think, okay, I was right. They're the ones with the mop sauce. They have mop sauce. A mop sauce is a thin liquid sauce that pitmasters mop or brush onto the meat while it cooks. Mop sauces are usually vinegar, apple cider, tomato. Yeah, okay. Yeah, they're the ones that have the mop sauce. I thought because they're the ones that do the pig that they have. I had to look it up. They have the mop sauce.
Do you guys have? Wait, was that all four?
No, there's one more. But well, there's also divisions in Carolina because there's also south versus east. There's south versus eastern, north versus Lexington. There's like a three-way war in Carolina over barbecue.
There's a civil war in the
and then Texas. Yeah. I did say the other one because I started with it. There's Texas, and there's two meats you want to get from Texas. I was told, and those were the ones I got when I went to Authentic Texas Barbecue, and they're ribs and they're hot links.
Mm-hmm.
My friend said there's a lot of meats. There's a lot of meats, but they said like you get a 2-meat plate, and we'll get you hot links. And we're gonna get you ribs.
Wings.
No, links. Sausage.
Oh, what is that? Oh,
like spicy sausage links.
Oh yeah, they're like smoked over oak chips.
We need like a board behind us with like the string,
like a Pepe Sylvia,
like attached, like
yeah. And then when I went back
over here,
and then when I went back the next time, I got some brisket and other stuff. But my buddy who lives in Texas literally said, if you want to truly have in my opinion, the Texas experience for your first time, I want you to have the rib, because I know every rib you had, meat got stuck on the bone because you fuck it up in the Northwest. And I had heard of like meat coming off the bone, and then I had okay. And then hot links, because he knows I like spicy foods. Like, he knows I love sausages, so he's like, you had to have an oak smoked hot link. So
that sounds delightful.
No, I've had some of the other styles, but not actually from those states. So I can't say I've had authentic. I can say I've had somebody from Tennessee, Zeb, cook me barbecue, but I can't say I've like been to like an authentic like one. But I've been to like some authentic ass Texas barbecue, and it was.
There's this one barbecue place that has these things called armadillo eggs.
Oh,
which.
Are they actually armadillos?
Armadillos do not lay eggs.
I did not think they did.
I thought for a second, I was like, maybe they're like platypuses. I don't know.
Are they like Rocky Mountain oysters?
No.
Oh, okay, so
what they are, no. Okay. So what they are is it is pulled pork stuffed with like cheese inside of a jalapeno, and then that is breaded, so it's like a giant, and like deep fried, so it's like a giant egg looking thing.
Okay.
That when you bite into it, it's just like spicy, cheesy, meaty amazingness.
Oh, that does sound good.
So good.
Wait,
and they're like huge.
That
huge.
sounds so cool. Oh, that sounds so good. We're making chat hungry. However,
sorry.
We got hit with a this or that. Memphis or KC or Texas or Carolina BBQ. Now you have to choose. Zana lives in Texas, and I
have to say Texas,
so I don't want to get murdered. Steve is not from the state, so I'm not.
I haven't got to play in the game.
Steve, pick.
I'm going to pull out. I'm going to pull out the freaking Romani card. I'm going to pull out my people came from the Czech region before World War II, when the Romani were basically being executed like the Jewish people and stuff like that in Czechoslovakia, because the Czech immigrants who came over actually helped Texans perfect the sausage. Now sausage is one of my favorite.
I didn't know that.
Just a second. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna read it. Yeah, the German, it's also German. I don't want to take away from the Germans here. So, salamists, high-end sausage makers, cook their East Texas hot links by smoking them over post oak. The German and Czech immigrant communities that helped settle Texas, there you go, that's why, cultivated its sausage making tradition. So that's why Texas sausage is so good, because you had German and Czech sausage makers who basically created sausage making in Texas. They call their sausages Texas hot guts because they made them by stuffing meat and spices into pork and or lamb intestine casings, which is, traditional sausages, intestine casings. Serve them piping hot. The longstanding Texas sausage making tradition continues to this day, but most modern Texas barbecue restaurants ditch the original unappetizing name because who wants to eat Texas hot guts? I do. If you call something Texas hot guts, I'm
all over that.
Yeah, but anyway, but I see why you're gonna say hot instead of hot guts, right? But most modern Texas barbecue restaurants ditch the original unappetizing name and refer to their sausages as Texas Hot Link. The flavor of East Texas Hot Links varies widely because of the broad range of meats and spices used. Texas sausages often include rib and brisket trimmings in their beef or pork blends. You'll even find cabrito, goat meat sausages, which I've had, and it's very good. No matter their meat mixture, most East Texas hot links have generous amounts of black pepper in their spice blend. True.
Sana, what was that?
I just got food.
No. Oh. But anyway, I love spicy foods. I've done the Heat Week. I've done the spicy challenges. I love sausage. And my family come from the Czech region, so I'm going to use that history tradition to get out of getting stabbed if I ever go to like Memphis. All right.
All right. Perfect.
Solid argument, dude.
Perfect.
I wormed my way out of that one, RTG.
That was a solid argument.
I had to pull that up because I actually didn't know that before I was in Texas, but the place my friend took me to literally is one of those places that has like the tradition of our sausage goes back to.
Well, that's cool though.
Yeah. I gotta say Texas because I'm married to a Texan and I
live in Texas.
I will be murdered if I say anything else. So, but I have tried Memphis and Kansas City, and both are pretty good.
Mouseheart just said perfected the sausage. How dare you? Check your privilege.
Good one. Go on.
I'm just checking. Is there Pennsylvania barbecue? Is that a thing?
No.
Well,
damn it.
I mean, probably. It probably is.
Steve, are you going to Pennsylvania? Is that what you asked?
No, I just checked like where the most amount of Welsh people settled. So if I did have a horse in this race, where would it be? Like, you know,
Steve, what foods are the Welsh known for?
Oh, I'm from
the Welsh.
UK. We're not known for any food. We have an awful
beans on toast.
Literally. I mean, there's a thing called lava bread, which is seaweed on toast. I'm pretty sure. Not nice. I think like we perfected cheese on toast, though, which you guys, call grilled cheese.
You know what? All right. You're okay in my book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, why?
I love a good grilled cheese.
Yeah, cool. Okay.
Or cheese bread, or just bread cheese.
Welsh rarebit. That's what it's called. Thank you, Dave. It's called Welsh rarebit.
Is that what rarebit? Is that what rarebit is? Because I've heard somebody mention rarebit before.
It's just cheese on toast, dude. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like all grilled cheese for you. But yeah, I wouldn't try lava bread. I don't. The smell of seaweed is enough to make me want to vomit.
I like seaweed. I grew up. I live an hour and a half from the coast.
Can't do it.
I actually was told. I actually know of something that is very good. So one of the people way too busy now, but also started streaming around the time I did, but ended up getting like a job that just works them so many hours that they can't stream anymore. But I mean, his name on Twitch is Beta Welsh. He's dual citizen. Like he is like my buddy from LARP, Darius, is Welsh. He described they're not pancakes. He just called them Welsh cakes. They have a different name. It starts with something else, but they're Welsh cakes. And the way he described them,
Welsh cakes.
Yeah, they sounded like they're like, I guess they're not as big as like how an American make their pancakes, but like fruit and stuff. The way he described them was very good. I can't remember their actual name, but he just called Welsh cakes. What?
I wouldn't describe him as a pancake.
I think he probably was describing it that way just because of maybe shape or something. Just to give me a visual image, because
I did forget about a few things in chat. They berated me for it. We do have the full English breakfast, which of course is delightful. The roast dinner, crumpets. If anyone, do you guys know what crumpets are?
I actually do know what crumpet is. Yeah.
Yeah. Haggis, I would never try because it doesn't.
I want to try everything once, so I actually do. I want to try haggis, whether it's bad or not.
Steve, I think you're kind of selling yourself short a little bit, because I think you really came from a region that pioneered not seasoning their food. So
right,
that's
dude. It's also
that's big. That's big. So you can't.
We got fish and chips. We got good chippy.
Yeah, we also have a lot. You got a lot of lamb.
Yeah, bro.
Too,
that's
right?
what we feed our kids at lunch in school.
You gotta
have a lot of lamb.
You know, I mean, lamb's probably one of my favorite proteins. Honestly, I love lamb. So,
I read the other day that after World War One, because during World War One, all the soldiers had mutton constantly, and they all came back and they were all sick of mutton. So they were like, well, we'll just call it lamb, and that is literally the only reason. Obviously, they got to be like before a certain age, right, to be considered lamb. I'm pretty sure. Is it not before like 8 months? I think.
No. Veal is baby, right?
Oh, okay.
Lamb's an adult. I think it's veal.
No, veal is baby cow.
Oh, veal's baby cow. Okay.
So it is lamb.
Oh, baby lamb.
We just out here eating baby animals now.
I guess that's it. Oh no, you're right. No, I'm an idiot. A lamb is a baby sheep. I'm dumb.
Right, yeah,
oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah. I'm like, no, because like an adult lamb, you know, they're fluffy. I was like, that's a sheep. It's a fucking sheep.
That's an adult lamb.
It's like, what about an adult lamb?
Oh, this is great.
I try to hang.
So educational.
Yeah,
it is. We didn't intend for this to be an educational podcast, but here we are.
You're welcome.
In our extensive planning sessions.
As 3 academics, we really can't help but make it educational.
True, professor.
Wait, did you know that people speculate that the Welsh came up with using sheep guts as condoms? It's just everyone else got rid of the sheep before doing so. I don't know if I should have read this out loud.
Steve, they're saying the Welsh fuck sheep, dude.
Yeah, my bad. Oh god, I just lent into a stereotype. Quite. That was a trap. It's a trap.
If I have learned anything, if I've learned anything from my years of Renaissance festivals and live action role playing, and my friends my friends who are Scots and my friends who are Welsh, and then my friends who are not either of them, is that you know that meme of like a hand, it's like the Arnold Schwarzenegger hand from Predator, and it's like the fucking Donald Glover hand from Predator shaking hands, and it has 2 different things on it, and it's like the one arm says Welsh and one arm says Scots, and where they meet it just says fucking sheep. That is what I've been led to believe from every barb and banter at late night Renaissance fairs.
So debated there. Wow.
I like how you're reading it like a fact too. You're like, oh, this tidbit of knowledge. Professor Steve in the house.
I should have known. I should have known.
Wow.
Bubbly's good. Bubbly's good. Yeah.
I think it's time.
Who said that in your chat? I'm modding them in mine.
I'm modding them.
I should have known. I was so. I'm such a trusting person, you know.
I went pull it up on stream. I did pull up like foods that Welsh are known for, and I scrolled through it. I mean, nowadays you have enough like stews and like leek soups and lamb stews. No, your food looks good. Your food looks good.
Good. My granddad made a banging stew past. No, it's such a good recipe.
Steve doesn't know about any of their foods because he's just over here eating Taco Bell.
I changed his life.
That's it.
That's wrong. Changed his
life. Have you guys got the Big Tasty in America? I need to know that. You know, McDonald's, do you guys have the Big Tasty? It's a seasonal food here. It's only around summertime, and it's only here for like 12 weeks or something like that. I think
it's like a Big Mac.
No. It's totally different. Now, I'm adamant, and no one ever agrees with me, but I'm adamant the Big Tasty sauce has nicotine in because it tastes like the I used to smoke, and when you cough after a cigarette, that is what Big Tasty tastes like. It's not a bad thing. I really like them, but they're super addictive. I'm pretty sure the nicotine.
Okay. Just a second. I'm going to read this out for everybody.
Okay.
Because I brought up the McDonald's menu. I searched it. Big Tasty.
Oh, so good.
A big and tasty halal beef patty. So no, in America, none of our McDonald's are halal. So that's definitely something that's for where that So we have a lot of halal stores. We should have it, but none of our McDonald's carry like halal stuff. Anyway, a big and tasty halal beef patty smothered in our one of a kind Big Tasty sauce and 3 slices of Emmental cheese dressed with 2 slices of tomato, a handful of crispy shredded lettuce, and I know what that means because McDonald's is just like green, and slivered onions, which is also McDonald's. Like has pre-diced onions, which
I like the chunky onions.
And I do see the Big Tasty sauce and I see the color. I'm gonna confirm after this that it is what I think it is. But I do want to say that it's 882 calories, And that's not with fries or a drink. That is the burger.
Just the burger.
Nice.
Normal adults, depending on how active you are, your metabolism and stuff like that, the suggested diet's like, what is it, 2,000?
Something like that. Yeah.
And the burger doesn't. It's called the Big Tasty, but it doesn't look. It looks like a burger-sized burger, big for McDonald's, but not like big.
Yeah, I would be if you went. It's a restaurant-sized burger.
Yeah,
I would agree with that. They good point. I mean, I've always gone in thinking this is the bee's knees. It's so much more meat than a Big Mac.
No,
but
I can actually say, looking at it, that any variation, maybe we have like the quarter pounder with cheese, but the Big Tasty actually, it looks like if you go to like for any, because I can't, for anybody's listening and I didn't pull it up for anybody's watching anyway, it's like the thickness of a patty at like a Shake Shack or something like that. It's a more like restaurant sized patty. That is true. I'm about to find. Oh my god, it is what it is. I found the Big Tasty sauce recipe.
Well, the equivalent. What is it? What do you guys have for it?
We don't. I thought it was Thousand Island because of the color, but no. This special sauce you're gonna make it by combining. It contains mayonnaise, egg yolk, which I mean mayonnaise is just the egg white, so it's basically mayonnaise made using the egg yolk. But you're also gonna have some sour cream, some ketchup, some mustard, and a little vegetable oil to thin it out.
They didn't mention the cigarette butts. I'm telling you, there's nicotine inside that sauce.
There's just somebody ashing their cig in your burger before they
they're like, this person is having a 882 calorie burger. We're fine.
He's not gonna know this.
But no, it's fine. The Big Tasty. So this is the people who've like these are like sites where people have experimented to get the sauce almost right because they don't actually reveal it.
They like jam.
Oh, dude, yeah, someone stole like Big Tasty sauce.
No, yes, I know why you're tasting it. I know why you're tasting it now.
What, the nicotine?
Oh,
yeah, because it's finely chopped and they don't use a lot of it, not enough that you could taste it in there because there's fucking clove in it.
Oh.
And clove has a really distinct taste and things like that. But when it's finely ground and there's only a little bit in it, you're not going to get the full blast of clove. And I just say that because I have messed up with like my portioning of clove and things I've cooked before, and I have had the ash taste on my tongue before. I think it's the clove because
it's gotta be right.
So there's also here it is.
That's nuts.
They suggest in this recipe using smoked paprika to make it taste better, but if you want to know what these kitchens did to mimic the sauce, they used liquid smoke, finely chopped clove, salt, vinegar, finely chopped onion. But yeah, so it's liquid smoke and clove and finely chopped clove. No. Literally, I can picture the aftertaste of nicotine.
Vindication, man. I've said this to so many people and they're like fucking daft.
Or this professional chef who breaks down things to make it taste the exact same figured out how to make a sauce taste like it has nicotine in it because he can't just buy nicotine to put in the sauce and doesn't realize that.
Could be that.
But either way.
Can't afford the patches anymore. He's just there making nicotine burgers.
Oh my god. Thank you so much, by the way. Thank you for the sub, Lady Star Wars. Appreciate that.
Love you, Lady Star.
Love you. So we should probably start wrapping the podcast. That was a pretty good length for the podcast.
Yeah.
So we still need some time.
That was like a 2-hour podcast.
Yeah, I mean, I'll cut it down a little bit in post, but this was good. So we'll talk. We'll let you all know. We'll figure out some like channel plan redemptions, figure out what we want to do this. We'll figure out if people, if we want to try to aim for just Thursdays in general, if we want to try to hit an every other Thursday. We'll try to get a rough schedule down and maybe try to get on a cadence of doing this. This is a lot of fun.
Yeah,
it's a lot better. I like this a lot more, even though it takes me a while to get to chat. I like this a lot more. It's a lot different. It's a lot more casual than the Kraken cast where I have to not read chat so we can have this like serious discussion because we just like like VR Labrat said, what about Miser's Feast? Like we can bring chat into the cast and I'm like that's dope.
That is dope.
We started the podcast off. I introduced everybody. I said Steve was the captain, I was the Kraken, and Zonovich was the cabin boy. But let's go ahead.
I ruined that introduction. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but let's go ahead. Let's Let's do it official that we're going to keep selling as the Piñata Pirates. Go ahead, choose which member of the crew you are on. So when we have guests and other people, we can have more and more crews. So I'm sure Steve will still go with captain, but we're not going to have to lock Zano into cabin boy. But Steve, what?
I'm the captain.
You're the captain of the ship. Yeah, I mean, there's no way you weren't going to be the captain of the ship.
Yeah, no, that's too perfect. I'm grateful, if anything. Thank you.
Zano?
I'm down with being below. I live below deck, bro.
Yeah,
That's where I am.
I thought you said I was down with doing blow, and I said no pirate ship, not Scarface. We're on the high seas, not Miami in the 80s here. I really thought you said I like doing blow. I'm like, no, not on the podcast.
Doing lines on the cannons.
Yes.
All right, so you're man in the cannons, right?
Yeah. We'll say that. We'll say that.
So Steve is still up in the captain's quarters, fucking sheathing his sexy sword. Down below
once upon a time lock?
Yeah, down below Zano's fucking just handling those balls, right? And so if Steve is busy sheathing his sword and Zano's taking care of the balls, then I think I'm the navigator. I'm up in the crow's nest. I'm going up and down and up and down. I'm just scaling that shaft. Mast. Yeah, just mast.
Yeah.
So
Freudian slip there, right?
If Steve is the sword and I'm the balls, that makes Locke the tank.
I can't. This is
all right. So that's it. That's our. So we got Captain Steve. Got a navigator. Everybody already knows how lost I get, so we're fucked. But don't worry, Zano doesn't care where we're going as long as he can fucking just fucking unload his balls.
True, that's all I need.
Navigator.
All right. So for lock the Kraken taint. Oh my god, look at it.
Oh my god.
It's sticking. That's sticking.
It is. That's sticking. Something's sticking. Jeez.
Yeah.
My voice will not stop cracking. You guys have
Zano's actually down. Bahamut says you're down below with a bottle of rum. Here's the thing, Bahamut. I've snuck up to the crow's nest while I'm supposed to be navigating so I can have a bottle of rum. Zano's down below just fucking gargling down fucking bottles of rum. And Steve is really, really, really classy. So he's just drinking that spiced rum. Don't worry.
All right.
I'm down gargling down rum. Steve's up in the cabin getting gargled on.
Yeah, I can't deny it. Cannot deny it.
All right. So that's all right. I did say I had one more story I just wanted to kind of save here till the end. I have a lot more stories for the future. Running moon out under the moon in the snow, stripper poles at conventions, lots of wonderful, beautiful stories like that. Just wholesome tales. But we're talking piratey things. We're talking beautiful, wonderful pirate things. So went to a Renaissance festival. I love Renaissance. I'm a super nerdy. Comic conventions, anime conventions, Renaissance fairs, live action role playing. I'm streaming on Twitch. So anything nerd, but going to those Renaissance fairs, and while I'm there, I just crested into the wonderful age of 21 about a month prior, and my buddy's my buddy's a merchant there. He's got a stall set up. He sells leather goods, and so he's like, oh, we camp in the back of the Renaissance festival. You can camp with me, and I thought we were just gonna hang out. Maybe crack a couple beers or something like that. Because I was just like, oh, they're merchanting during the day. They're probably relaxed at night before they sell the next night. As soon as all the people have to leave the Renaissance fair and it's all the performers, organizers, and merchants in the back, holy freaking heck. And so I'm wandering around, right? Next thing I know, I'm bottle in hand, wandering around. What do you do when when people are just handing you bottle after bottle? This is way before COVID. So I'm not thinking like, oh, no, thank you. I'm just like, grabbing bottles, and I'm wandering around. I come upon the pirate ship, and the pirate ship is it's like wood laid out in the shape of a ship. It has like a mast and stuff like that, but it's not like a full built up boat, but it's a facsimile of a boat, right? And I ask permission to come aboard, and I'm drunk, and they say sure, they let me come aboard, and this is why I called Zano the cabin boy at the start of the thing. They said, if you want to be on the ship, want to be on a ship, young lad? And while I am genderqueer at this point, you know, we didn't have terms like that, and I didn't know. So that's why I'm gendering this. And I just come on the ship, young lad. And I come upon the ship, and they're like, if you want to drink with us, you know, you got to perform. You got to swab the deck. And so I saw it was a play. They didn't make me like clean their whole ship, but you know, I swab the deck and stuff. I was drinking, and like perform, dance, you know. And so I'm dancing, and I am not a dancer. You've seen my Dagoff dance, but I'm having fun. And I'm dancing, and they said, no, it is after dark. It is entertaining. We are adults here. We're all adults here. You have your armband on. I know that you're an adult. You have to dance for the pirate ship. And I go, okay. And they're like, and they gave me a pair of leather thigh-high boots,
nice.
And a pair of like leather wrist cuffs. And they said, I put these on, and
yes.
And I go, okay. And I go over back behind the tree. It's dark out, and I put them on. I come back out, and they're like, no, I said you needed to dance in the boots and the cuffs.
Just the boots and the cuffs.
And there's like 30, 40 people, and I'm like, oh. And I'm like, I mean, I guess if you got to do it, and they're laughing and everything like that, I go, sure, I'll do it. And I left, and I came back, and there I am, freaking exposed to the world, thigh-high boots and leather cuffs, and this freaking pirate captain guy and his crew and people party just bust up laughing. They're like, I thought you went to take it off. I'm like, I did take it off. I took it off. I'm like, no, we were fucking with you. Like, they dropped the accents and the play and all of it. They were just, they wanted me to put on the boots and the cuffs, and they thought I would get embarrassed because I just turned 21. They thought I'd get embarrassed at needing to sit down. So when I went away, they thought I was going to take it off and put my actual shoes and stuff back on. And I just come back out full fucking Monty in the world. And I go, well, I guess I should dance then.
Yeah, right.
And then I danced. I put my clothes on, and I got drunk, and I woke up, and the miracle of 21 happened because like I was so drunk, and then they were taking care of me, and they were like making sure I got water and stuff, and like making sure I didn't like I got to a certain point like you do when you're 21, but these people are like, some of them are like 40, 50 and stuff like that, because it's a Renaissance culture and everybody's adults, which is why they thought they were going to embarrass this like this young person who just turned 21. So they took care of me because they realized by a certain level of drunk, they just started giving me more and more grog. And what I mean by grog is they just started feeding me water, and I was too drunk to realize I was not chugging booze. I was just chugging water at certain points. They took care of me. I love those. I'm still friends with a lot of those people because they.
Oh, good.
And they still tell that. I had to tell that story because if you ever went to a Renaissance, if you come over here while there's a Renaissance festival going on, you're going to hear that story from the Renaissance people, because the story continues on 15 something years later, because I was the dumb kid who was just drunk enough and just excited enough to be at this Renaissance festival that thought that they were serious, and they thought they had embarrassed me because I just, as soon as they said that, I just like turned around and went back to the trees. But I was just determined.
That's freaking epic, dude.
And that's, I wanted to tell that story because I tell people often when people ask, what's the most embarrassing thing you've done on stream? Is there something you're ashamed of you've done on stream? And I say, I don't really have shame, and everybody thinks you got to have shame. I'm like, no, I get salty sometimes. I get mad sometimes. I play Elden Ring. I'm going to get pissed sometimes. But as far as actually like a sense of embarrassment, I guess dressing up as an elf when I was 13 and going to LARP, going to anime conventions and growing a thick skin, being a theater kid back in the 90s in an era where it wasn't cool to do all these things that are pop culture cool anymore. I grew a thick enough skin that I don't have embarrassment.